but that's not really what I'm asking you, right? If I say, do you know what time it is? What I want to know is this. So why do I ask this? What's wrong? Yeah, but why is it more polite? That's the problem. When you use 请问, why is that polite? 这个请是哪一个请？请问，这个请 please. Please ask. So I'm telling you to ask me. 请问，是这样子吗？ So why do you use that? 请问。这个请，什么可以翻译? How do you translate that? Excuse me isn't really a direct translation. This is what we say, because 请问不是它的意思。所以请问是什么意思? What does it really mean? Pardon? That's kind of like this one here though, right? So it's like a ching. Does it mean pardon? How would you put that ching into English? You have that word please, but you can't just use it, 请问, please ask. Or is the one a different one? This is 问题的问, right? 请问是，所以呢，有可能你们的问有比较多的意思. Maybe that's the problem. When you say 请问这个问, it has different meanings in English. Maybe, okay? But we need to try to understand why it works so that we can use it. If I say 请问, my meaning is not please ask me. Because it will说, how do I say please give me something? Please give me your paper. If I 用请吗? 所以请什么? 所以请给我, 可是请给我是你麻烦你给我的, right? 可是请问是我要问你. So how do you understand which one it is? If I want to understand Chinese, I need to understand how that works. So this question then in English. When we say, do you know, or even more polite, could you tell me? When we do this, the difference is if I say, what time is it? And you can't tell me. 有点不好意思，对不对? And you have a watch on, can't you tell the time? And then you feel even worse, and then you want to run away, right? If I say, what time is it? But you're in a hurry, you know, it's time for me to go, I need to catch the train. You don't have time to talk to me. But I asked you, what time is it? If you don't give me an answer, that feels impolite, 有不好意思的感觉, right? But if I say, do you know what time it is? Then you can say, no, sorry, I don't. You can answer, no, I don't. It's not the answer I want, but if I ask you, do you know? Then you can give a different answer. Could you tell me? Could you tell me how to get to Taipei? 哎呀，不好意思，我没有，我不会. Right? You can give an answer like that. I'm sorry, I can't help you. But if I just ask you, how do I go to Taipei? Then you kind of have to give me the answer I want. So, when we we ask questions like this, the reason it's polite is because I give you a chance to say no without feeling bad. It's just like in Chinese culture about saving face, right? 我的问题给你不好意思，所以我的是不礼貌， right? I'm being rude if I make you feel embarrassed. So, that's why we do it. How then does that help you with listening? Well, for one thing, when people ask a question, you know that this is the part that's important, right? 有问题不是问题前面的，是问题后面的是重要的。So there's that. What else?
Can use
May I also works, yes. May I, and then we can put something like, may I ask you, right? That's kind of like 请问, right? That may I ask you. Okay, so may I ask you what time it is? That works. Or may I ask you what the meeting is about? And then that's very polite. Because again, there, your boss could say, 不可以, you're not allowed to ask. It's a surprise, right? So it gives the other person a chance to say no. So yeah, exactly. Can you think of any others? This is a big part of our language in formal situations, with meetings, when you don't know somebody. Whenever you have to be polite and formal, a lot of English is like this. Even when we ask somebody to do something, if it's not a question directly, but don't use your phone. If you don't mind, I would rather that you don't use your phone, right? Again, the part at the beginning is just being polite. The part at the end is what we really care about. Okay. So that's the important part with manners, with being polite. If there's a meeting, what else is a problem, or what else can be a problem? How about this part? Okay, I'll get you to share with the rest of the class what you think on this. So, 这边给他们说的，你有什么想法？ Right? Another part of business meetings is sometimes they ask you to speak. And what happens if you're just too embarrassed to speak? Can you practice that? Right? Is it like that? How can you practice not feeling, how can you practice feeling comfortable doing this? How do you practice that? Go to events where you have to talk, like a speech contest, right? Every school does speech contests. I'm sure this school has a speech contest this year, right? Does anybody ever sign up for it? No? That's how you feel more comfortable, right? What about things like, have you heard of Toastmasters? I don't remember their Chinese name. Toastmasters? It's a group mostly of business people, but they encourage everybody to join. And all they do is they have these meetings where